everyone, it's me Cassie, and today in this video is, I guess I can call it a rant video. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going through a lot of my poems that I've had just written on sheets of paper, and I ran into a lot of self-harm poems. And when I was writing these poems, I was always thinking of harming myself, but instead of actually doing so, I wrote about people who did. Or I wrote about people thinking of suicide or committing suicide. And that was how I had stopped myself. And when I wouldn't be able to write, I came up with reasons. And these reasons wouldn't be based for me. They were based for other people. Like, I can't do this. I'm trying to be strong for my friends. I'm being strong for them. I'm being strong for my family. And that's because I have friends and I have family members who were cutters. And I dealt with that every day. I dealt with that knowledge when it was really bad for my friends or my family, where I knew my friend and my family member were cutting themselves. And because in my head, it always clicked to my head that self-harm has a very deep connection to suicide. So I was always worried, instead of just finding them with, cuts that can easily be treated, they were sent to the hospital because of it, or they try to commit suicide. And that was always my fear, because I was scared because of that I'd never get to talk to my friends again. I'd never be able to talk to my sister, my brother, my mom, my dad, whatever one was causing harm to themselves. And the thing is, too, there are different types of self-harm. At least in my mind there is. There's, the physical, where someone is cutting, burning, all of that. And it's not because they're a masochist or something, it's because it's their way of crying out. And then there's self-harm of those who let themselves be pulled down by some kind of chemical. And I'm calling it a chemical instead of drugs or alcohol and all that, where they're so down in the dumps that they start drinking to try to escape the pain. And because of that, it's harming them on the inside, and it's harming their life, of the people around them, their jobs, their friend connections, their family connections. All of that is being harmed in some way. And then it's really more not so self-harm, but there's the people who are being abused, and they hide it, they keep on letting it happen, they come up with excuses, and because of that, they are harming themselves. Technically, they aren't physically, but they're letting that abuse, those lies, harm them mentally. And people who are harming themselves, maybe they just need a little bit of a push in the right direction to stop themselves. And there's a lot of ways to do that. I mean, you can get angry about it. Sure. Get angry. Show them that you care. As long as you don't get angry and harm them in some way. And I'm not saying, harm them. There's two ways that you can harm someone. Two ways. One, you can harm them by saying something stupid. Or even just not even just stupid, just mean. Like saying, oh, so you're cutting, I guess you really are trash, you really are stupid. I mean, there's one way you can, I've heard people about saying that. I mean, you can say, why are you doing that? That's kind of stupid. Why are you doing this alone? Why are you dealing with your pain alone? When you know I'm there for you. I can be there in a phone call. I mean, I've said that before. I said that to one of my friends. I told them that if they ever felt like they were going to cut themselves again, or they ever thought about suicide, or they were having issues, that they would just have to pick up their phone, send me a message, call me, and just say, I need you. And I was going to be there in a second. Okay, and the second way that you can harm someone that can actually cause them to harm themselves even more is if you harm them physically. You get angry that they find it and you hit them. Or even if you try to egg them on. Oh, because I've also heard someone say, so you like cutting yourself. I saw them grab something sharp, toss it to them. If you like cutting yourself, go ahead. Do it. Just know that I won't stop you. That if it goes any farther. What the f... Seriously. Why? Why are people who will do that? The sad thing is, they get angry about that. They do stuff like that. And there's parents who will get angry and they will say something stupid, and then they'll be like, come up with a reason to make it up when they find out their child was cutting. But some people don't realize that they might be the reason why they are cutting. The reason why they are in the depths of despair, depression, anxiety, all of that just builds up so much for them that they are going to cut themselves, burn themselves, harm themselves basically. Because they are being abused in some kind of way by that person, which is pushing them deeper and deeper in that hole. And remember, you can mentally and physically abuse someone. You can do that. Your words can physically scar someone, mentally scar someone, and even your actions where you abuse someone physically, that can even lead to mental abuse. And I'm going to save abuse for a different rant, because I can go on for hours about that. I could. And it's the same with mental, about self-harm, suicide, all of that. I can go on for hours. I can say stories for hours. But I'm not. I just want to tell people that if you feel like, if you're harming yourself, ask for help. If you go to a counselor or therapist, or go to a school counselor, or go to a therapist if you're older, and just be like, I need help. I need to try to stop this. And it might not even need to be a counselor or a therapist. It could be a friend that you can rely on. There's always someone there. It's just a matter of if you tell them that you need help, or they can try to help you to come up with techniques, even if you feel like you're going to cut yourself, harm yourself, that you could just message them, call them, talk to them, and be like, I want to do this, but I know I want to stop. I need you to talk me out of this. Even if you just do that, you can do that as a way to tell someone you need help. A friend that you know that will listen to you, talk to you, even if you never told them before. You never told them enough that your friends have said something about it, and if they ever just hinted that they knew, hey, if you ever need to talk, you know, just come and talk to me. Because people need strength and a will to crawl out of that pit and to be strong. To be strong enough to crawl out of that pit and have the will and the way to get out of that hole and start building your life again. And to end this, I'm going to add even more of something to say, because there are people who cut their wrists and everything as attention. It's almost like an addiction for some people. But then they laugh about it, they show it off, and they think that they're so cool because of it. There are some newer emo kids who think that they can't be emo unless if they have cut, you know, scars on their wrists, so they do that, and they're like, hey look, I'm emo. No. Truthfully, I was emo when I was a teenager, and I did do that. No, I wasn't a self-proclaimed one. Everyone called me one. Truthfully, it's more so when you're actually emo than if you just self-proclaim it. Then there are people who are just who are, and everything. It's just really difficult nowadays for everything like that. It's like, if you're gonna, you know, there are people who do cries of help on Instagram and Facebook, Twitter, all of that. They do cries of help, where they might post something, a picture, you know, just a little phrase asking for help somehow to try to stop. And then there are people who do it for attention. And not in like, I need help attention, it's pay attention to me or else. And those people need to stop. Seriously. It's not cool in any way. And a lot of people just need help. They need strength. They need to stand strong and find their own happiness. A happiness that will help them from doing self-harm to healing. And I'm not meaning the wounds healing. I mean healing, not physically, mentally, and just the habit of harming themselves when they're sad and being able to do something else about it. So I guess I'm going to end the video at this. And I'm not going to say what I've been trying to say at the end of all my videos. Instead, I'm just going to say, be strong, be kind, be helpful. It's not see no evil, hear no evil. It's you can see evil and you can hear evil. You can stop evil. You can stop yourself from speaking no evil. You can try to stop other people from doing this. You can see stuff on Facebook, Twitter, all of that, where people are ganging up on each other and bullying. And the person can, you can stop that. Because that bullying, that kind of abuse mentally, can lead to stuff like what I've been talking about in this video. Take this stuff seriously. Take life seriously. Be a better person. If you are standing up for this, you understand this. You don't try to bully people. You don't try to harm people. Try to help other people to be better people. Try to help people heal. To be strong. To have that will. To have happiness. And I guess I'm just going to exit off for today, for this video. So, bye. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful life.